There's not enough space. Huh? Do I say like hello? Like what I say? Another day, another video. Let's get up close and personal. I'm going to be talking about some very private things here. But yeah, let's go. So, first trimester.
అప్పుడప్పుడు కొంచెం తెలుగులో కూడా చెప్పుకునే స్టోరీ మన ఆడియన్స్ కోసం కాషియస్ అని
నేను చెప్తున్నా కదా ఆగు నేను చెప్తున్నా సో అప్పుడప్పుడు నేను ఇఫ్ ఐ లుక్ సమ్వేర్ ఎల్స్ ఇట్స్ బికాస్ ఐఎమ్ లుకింగ్ ఎట్ సంకల్ప్ హౌ డిడ్ ఐ నో ఐ వాజ్ ప్రెగ్నెంట్ So I know I said I would like probably do this by myself since it was my pregnancy journey. Kani Sankalp is here and he's gonna stay behind the camera and put questions arugtu untaru so that I can, if I forget anything, you know, he's there to remind me. This is the promised pregnancy video that I said I would do, where I'm going to be talking about the 4 trimesters that I've experienced. Yeah, you heard that right. It's gonna be 4 because after. Because after giving birth, I feel like the first 3 months are also part of your pregnancy still. You know, you're understanding all the changes that your body's going through, physical, hormonal changes, emotional changes, you know, seeing your person that, you know, the person that you've been carrying inside of you is finally outside, and that's a new adjustment, right? So yeah, 4 trimesters. Let's go. When I first found out I was pregnant, I had to tell Sankalp over a video call, and we couldn't really celebrate together because he was in the States at the time and I just came to Canada. My first semester of college was online, and you know, that's why I could sort of not worry about going to classes or, you know, going to campus, and also sort of processing the fact that I'm pregnant while I have to study.
Okay, let's take it from the start. How did you know you were pregnant?
This is gonna sound so weird, but I had a feeling. I know this is not the typical answer, but it was just something in my gut, some sort of a very strong intuition that was, you know, telling me that hey, something's not right, you know, like something's a little off, apart from the usual symptoms, of course, of like missing your period. And you know, I think at that time nausea just sort of struck me, or I think I was just becoming a little averse to a few foods.
I think the backstory of this is that you were flying in from India, and we were assuming it was because of a change in time zone and a lack of sleep and all of those factors that we didn't know could be a reason for missing the period. And that's what we, you know, looked up on Google.
That's what we first assumed, that it was the jet lag. And you know,
slowly and eventually we realized, okay, it's much more longer than just jet lag. It's taking longer than, you know, than the usual. And that's when we decided to take the test.
Yeah. It was terrifying taking the test by myself. Sankalp was with me on video call the entire time, of course. But yeah, there was that feeling of, you know, him not being there in person and us not being able to hug each other after finding out. That was a little tough. But yeah, that's how we found out. Also then, just to make sure, I did go to a doctor. The doctor said, hey, urine test, blood test, this is going to happen, and let's figure out where you're at. So once the results come in, we learned that I'm already like a month into it. Right from then, my journey of, you know, the 9 months that we're going to change my life forever began. So I was told about my food restrictions, and honestly, for the first trimester, no one had to worry about it because I just didn't want to eat anything. My appetite was like 0. I didn't even want to drink water. The morning sickness was just horrible. The first trimester is like a stage I do not want to relive. And weirdly enough, when I did want to eat, it was always unhealthy food. Like I was craving like fries and pizzas and burgers and potatoes. I'm not a fan. I don't like fries at all. But during those 3 months, I only wanted to eat stuff like that. And I realized it has to be Sankalp's kid because Sankalp loves all of these unhealthy junk food items. Despite the first trimester being long distance, we somehow, you know, managed to be on call every single second of the day.
The most I could do from being far away was obviously be there on call with you. But adi kaakunda eppudu chance dorte appudu when you were craving for food, I would just order in. I would just order in whatever it could be.
Waking up at 4 a.m. to go to like doctor's appointments because I was living really far away from the hospital, and it would take me like 2 to 3 hours of transport just one way. I just like take my backpack, you know, have my water bottle, sunglasses, important like papers, documents that I need. Yeah, I would even pack snacks. I remember like you know, fruit, like a little dabba of like fruits or something, and that entire day would be like my little like day trip. And I remember after every single doctor's appointment, it would be every 1 month initially. So I would wait for the appointment because after that appointment, I could go and get sugarcane juice. So first trimester, it just you know passed by. I know now thinking about it, it feels like, oh, it was just 3 months, it was so easy. But during the time, every single day, I was either sleeping, I was exhausted, I was really cranky, and you know, I hated it. And I couldn't wait. I was like, oh, when is the second trimester going to come? Because everyone says the nausea goes away. So I kept waiting and waiting. And meanwhile, we were also looking up this website called What to Expect. And it would show you every week, you know, what fruit your baby looks like. We'd keep sending each other these screenshots and reading about what development, you know, the baby's having at this stage in the pregnancy. Most special day of the first trimester was when we first got to see baby, right? At this time, we just call him baby. That's it. No names decided, nothing. The first ultrasound, Sankalp was on video call. I remember going in and, you know, I asked the lab technician for permission, right? So my husband isn't able to be here and, you know, video call chacha, is that allowed? So video calls aren't allowed, but I will like make this exception. And you can call him after the scan is done, you know, like when I show you the baby's organs and stuff, then it's allowed. Apart ki, it was just me. Snapchat lo video record chesano Sankalp ki pump ki just of my tummy and you know the gel that they put on, just so he can you know still feel like he's there. And then the most special moment when you know the technician said that the baby looks healthy, everything's good, and now we're going to hear the heartbeat. And for this, Sankalp was on call, and I remember he started crying, I started crying. Yeah, it was just such an emotional moment. It was so precious. The first time we heard Advait's heartbeat and you know felt that he was a part of us, and you know he's gonna be a part of this world soon. Okay, so I think that's the entire first trimester. Going into the second trimester, as I said, I was super excited for the morning sickness to stop at this point because literally no food was staying in my body. Naku, that relationship with food that I have, I love food. So, you know, it was a really difficult feeling for me to just not enjoy food anymore, and not just for one day or for like 2-3 days kadu, like for the entire 3 months. It was tough. And as I was entering my second trimester, I was also entering the second semester of college. And so these classes are now in person. I'm going to meet my classmates and friends that I've made virtually in person for the first time. I was so nervous that my bump was showing. At this point, it was a non-existent bump, okay? Like, everybody can but in my head, I look like 8 months pregnant. But no one else can tell. No one else can see it. I was super nervous. I was like, what do I wear? How do I hide it? And it was hilarious. I still have a video of me doing like a fit check for Sankalp on the first day of my college. And I wore high-waisted jeans and I was like, Sankalp, kanipistundi kada. And he was like, leeru, it's, you know, fine. But yeah, like clockwork, as soon as I entered, so 5th September, start of my second trimester, sickness goes away. It was magical. I could finally drink water again without wanting to like throw up. I have to speak about how amazing my professors were. Every single one of them, like I, you know, went up to them, told them that, hey, this is the situation. I don't know what's going to happen in my third trimester. I don't know what's going to happen when I give birth. I still need to figure that out. I don't have a plan yet. Kani, naku, if I'm, you know, ever unable to come to class because of doctor's appointments or any emergency situation, I won't be able to attend classes, and you know I need your support. And they willingly showed me so much support. They said, you know, you can ask for you can extend your assignment deadlines if you want. You can, you know, let us know prior and then not show up to class. That's okay. I never asked for any favors. I never needed those, you know, extensions or never missed classes.
But it was helpful that, you know, suddenly you know they'll understand.
Yeah.
At the back of your head that was always there, and that gave you the comfort of, continuing.
It was in a way like educational stress that you have, like adi koncham tagindi, that okay, ఏమన్నా అయితే they'll understand, like they know, they're aware of the situation. And at this point, no one else in class knows. So it's just the professors and the faculty, right, that know.
And also, like becoming a mom, and also you're a student, right? So you wanted to continue. You wanted to continue studying and pursuing your career. And unlike other moms who usually take time off or pregnancy leave and those kind of stuff, you wanted to continue doing this, and we're so thankful and blessed that the professors were okay with that. And also నీ college application process గురించి మనం separate గా video try చేద్దాం.
Okay.
But specific గా what is that department in your college, if you can mention about that?
Oh yeah.
Maybe someone else can also look up such departments in their college, and then they can seek help not just for pregnancy but for something else.
Yep, definitely. First I went to counseling services, which was suggested by a very dear friend of mine, and Vala Dwara, she recommended that, hey, so if this is your situation, you don't really need a counseling, you don't really need counseling and such, but you would need to speak to the people who can help you with, the practical aspect of it, right? Which is later when you give birth, what happens? Will you, skip a semester? Will you still be able to attend classes? Appudu em jarugutundi evarki telidu, right, at that point. So there's this department, it's called Accessible Learning, and I had to reach out to them, and that's usually for people with, who are differently abled or, unable to come to class. They need help with an accommodation, right? And so I couldn't request a formal accommodation at that point because naku avsaram ledu. I'm able to come to class, I'm able to attend, I am able to do, everything that I need to do at this point. Kani, there was a conversation where the person I was speaking to from Accessible Learning, she said, let's, touch base again in the third trimester once you enter that, so that we can figure out where you stand and how it could possibly, go, like the pregnancy, the births, and so on. Ikkada idanta jarugutundi, I'm nervous about telling my friends. I don't know how I'm going to be able to study, manage the pregnancy as well. And to be honest, a part of me wasn't ready to share, with my classmates and, friends in college, because Sankalp inka raledu, right? So we haven't had that moment where we celebrated, and maybe a part of me was like still in denial. So meanwhile, ikkada idanta jarugutunte, Sankalp is planning to come visit me. Maybe he can make, he can do a separate video on how he applied for visitor visa and ended up coming to see his lovely wife.
College, my college friends, professors, who was the first one to find out? How did they find out?
There were a few.
How did they realize that you were pregnant?
Because at this point I was starting to put on weight, and not anywhere else but just on my tummy, and so it just looked like I was having like a constant food baby, I guess. I don't know how it looked like for people watching me, but it was definitely visible that there's like, I'm getting a bit chubby or something. And so a few people made comments about, oh, like, oh, Monica, you're like
so winter lo basically baga annam pappu tini కొంచెం పొట్ట వచ్చిందేమో అని అనుకున్నాను.
Oh no, yeah. So they thought it's just a general putta, but a few people, I know Rajvi, she definitely noticed, and Vedangi noticed. I remember this moment once in the washroom, and Rajvi was like, Monica, you're like putting on weight. And I was like, everyone's saying this to me, but no one's asking me why. And then Rajvi goes, I think I know why. And then I realized that, hey, I haven't been as like secretive as I thought I was being, and people do know, and people are figuring it out. And at this point I was ready because Sankalp had come, and we had our moment, like we celebrated the news. It was just so lovely to be together again. We celebrated Diwali together. That was the day when my bump like officially popped, and it was such a special feeling having Sankalp by my side, and knowing that I'm not in this alone. That really meant a lot. So idanta jarugutunappudu Sankalp had a visa issue thing that he had to figure out. He had to go back. Meanwhile, intlo vallu, they're sending care packages, with with like Indian food supplies, pickles, mom sent laddus, gond ke laddus. Sankalp had the weirdest cravings. He wanted Lays, but only the orange color.
People who are listening, they'll know, okay, that Lays orange is the best.
No one likes the orange flavor. Literally no one likes the orange
because
flavor.
It's very rare and
And
difficult to
hilarious. It was hilarious how out of all the important things that we could have asked for from India, Sankalp was asking Lay's packet and Dairy Milk chocolate, which both things you find here.
Munch,
Munch kuda, sorry.
not munch.
Yeah, munch. Meanwhile, mom sending me, yoga videos, and the entire family, I think we had an Instagram education because we were learning so much from reels and, sharing in our family group, like what exercises to do or what breathing exercises to do. I didn't do a lot, I'm going to be honest. I barely found the time, and because with, college and with Sankalp coming, I just wanted to spend all my time with him and not do anything else.
Also, ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే you didn't have to do like sit down and exercise only. Why you didn't have to do was you were very physical, right? You and I are people who always want to go out and do
Every
things.
single day.
We might either go to the park or the library or just we go for groceries every single day, and we carry those bags. So that's a lot of physical effort for both of us.
Yeah.
And నీకేమో నువ్వు college కి వెళ్తున్నావు కదా, so you have a part-time job, or you're going to taking the bus, going to college, coming back.
So I would be tired.
Yeah.
I would also just be tired at the end of the day, So, and actually, I want to thank Sankalp at this point because I feel like as I was entering my third trimester, last low koncham, when the physical discomfort was very evident. Because the second trimester, I didn't even feel like I was pregnant. I was like running. I was just, I was everywhere. I could like move so quickly, and that shift into the third trimester and that sudden heaviness and that discomfort that comes with having a huge belly, and your center of gravity is just off. That was the time when Sankalp made sure to be like, Mouni, we have to take a walk. Be it snow, sun, rain, no matter how the weather was, we took a walk every single day.
Most difficult part for us was because we're in Canada and it was a lot of snow, and we had to buy those snow boots and all of that. So getting that physical workout was getting even more difficult.
We could also we started feeling Advait's kicks in my belly, and it was so special. And every time I would feel a little something, I even started feeling his hiccups from inside. It was such a strange sensation, but it was so beautiful knowing that there's like this whole there's life inside of me, right? And that energy that you get from that, it was just beautiful. Every time I would feel a kick, I'd be like, hey, Sankalp, come quickly, you have to feel this. And by the time Sankalp would come and reach me, Advait would stop kicking.
And then by this time, we were running out of storage space because we're taking so many photos, videos of every single moment.
Yeah.
And as the seasons changed, as the colors of the trees also changed, you also started to show more and more of your bump.
Yeah.
And, we were
like things were getting real. Okay, like at this point, we were like, this is happening.
So how often were your appointments at this time, in the second trimester?
Until the second trimester, it was every single month, like around the same time. And they would do the usual, they would check my vitals, they would check baby's heartbeat.
Also because we knew like as it gets closer and closer to the due date, it'll be difficult for you to move around and go out. And the recovery after that also gets difficult for you physically. So we decided meanwhile to go to places, visit so many
Niagara Falls.
We went to Niagara Falls, we went to the national park, we went to the main city, Toronto downtown, and all of those, ate all the food that we can in different restaurants that we can explore. Yep.
And at this time, I remember I was also interviewing for my part-time jobs on campus. And at the end of the interview, when they'd be like, is there something you want to share with us or tell us? I would say, so I'm like 25 weeks pregnant and, I'm due in March. And is this a reason for like, you guys may not hire me? Like, that was a question that I had. And they would say, absolutely not. Like, no one can discriminate on the grounds of pregnancy over here. And so we'll, if you get selected, we'll be in touch. And I was like, let's see what happens. But working in my third trimester, plus attending classes, going to school, plus just the pregnancy, it was a lot. So the second half of this story is going to have, us finding out the gender. How did we react to that? It's going to be so much fun, guys.
Who guessed the gender correctly?
Who guessed the gender correctly? You can, comment below if you think it was me who knew immediately or whether it was Sankalp who guessed right. We're going to be talking about, everything, all the physical changes that start happening, the major ones. Advait coming into the world. I think I'd also be speaking about my birth plan, how I decided, what made me decide to not take an epidural. I also want to speak about postpartum, the infinite number of changes that happen in your body, all the new feelings and all the new sensations that come along with giving birth. So the reason I'm, putting all of this on video over here is because I want to document this journey and share it with any other woman out there who might be watching, or who might, you know, be pregnant right now, or who might want to be getting pregnant soon, and so they can know what to expect, what not to expect, all the things that come along with pregnancy, you know, giving birth to a child, postpartum. And yeah, I just hope it helps someone out there. And if you like watching our videos, be sure to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to like, comment and share. So don't hesitate to reach out to me on Instagram, or, you know, leave a comment below if you have any questions. If you want to ask us something about the Canadian healthcare system, how we navigated that. Yeah, so if you have any questions for us, leave them in the comments below. Inka?
I'll see you on the part 2 of this.
Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the second half of this video. Part 2.